Hello everybody and welcome along to a brand new video where this week Megan's back, but I'm afraid we're not reacting just yet. You're going to have to wait another week. Please don't kill me in the comments for the reaction to the 11th hour Matt Smith's first episode. But as we reach the end of the David Tennant era, it seemed a good opportunity to have a little look back and
reminisce.
For Megan to try and pick out her favourite David Tennant episodes. Bit of a challenge to come up with a list, would you say?
It was a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, and you're kind of rating these on most memorable more than anything else, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, without further ado, let's get into it with number 10.
My number 10 is Planet of the Ood because of the Ood.
The Ood, basically.
Basically.
It's the Ood.
Now on to number 9. No, just kidding.
But you also haven't put Impossible Planet and Satan Pit on this list, which also features the Ood. So why this one over that one?
I think you just really get to know the Ood as a character and just as an ongoing, like, alien in the series.
Yes, like, and like there's a trapped, enslaved race, aren't they?
Yeah, it makes you really... I mean, before, like, in The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit, I loved the Ood. If you go back and watch the reaction, you'll see how much I did
She did love
them.
the Ood, among other things.
But it's mainly the fact that you just really get to see them develop as a character. I'm all for character development and plot, you know, changes and all these things where you see a story unravel, and I actually really enjoyed seeing the Ood just almost cling to Doctor Donna
yes,
as a duo, and how they, you know, Donna helps the Doctor to just really like open up to them and like save them, and just like they're just really cute. And then when they were singing as well, it just makes you just your heart break. I think I did cry in that episode, didn't I? Oh my gosh.
A little bit.
The Ood are just like beautiful creatures.
Yes.
If anyone can find an Ood like soft toy, can you please link it in the
or send it to us? My PO box is
no, it's not.
No, I don't have a PO box.
Just please send it to us.
Send us
somehow.
the link.
Send it to us on like Twitter or something, and we would just like buy 10 of them because I just want an army of Ood.
They're probably
to cuddle.
dated, to be fair.
I would love some.
Okay, well send us a link in the comments below. Your number 9 is
Girl in the Fireplace, which I had to really think about because actually the episode title, I was like saying to you, like, what even is that episode?
To be fair, it was like nearly a year since we watched this episode.
Can you believe that? That's absolutely crazy.
Tells us how slow we've been watching it too.
Yeah.
But, sorry guys. So, Girl in the Fireplace, Clockwork Droids, Madame de Pompadour.
When I watched this episode, I was so scared, I'm not going to lie.
You were, the droids were like shaking you up.
They were really creepy. They were so creepy. And I think that it's just like their faces and the costume. I think that's one of the reasons why it's one of my top ones, because of the costumes and the makeup and all the production that had gone into it, and even like the set design. I don't know if they filmed it in like an actual house or if it was on a set.
I can't remember.
But like,
can't remember.
Literally, such an awesome like dramatic look. I loved the whole look to the whole episode, and the at the end. I think what made this in my top was that at the end of the episode where it like zooms out and the ship is called Lady Madame de Pompadour, and it just kind of like it just like made sense all of a sudden.
The whole episode was understood in that last moment.
Yeah, it was like, oh wow, that makes so much sense now.
Classic Stephen Moffat writing right there.
Yeah,
which
it was really good. It was really good.
Okay.
But the reason why it's not further up is just like kind of seems kind of average storyline, unfortunately. Even though it's got like the dramatic, like scary moments, it's not, you know, it's not anything like hugely like whoa. Although it really sticks in my mind, it doesn't like the storyline doesn't completely blow you away.
Okay. Right, so coming in at number 8, we've got
School Reunion.
Yeet, Sarah Jane's first episode, of course.
Yes.
And K9.
I think that's
Nikki,
probably the reason why this is so good up there for me, because of like the ending with K9 coming back. Even though like I didn't really have the attachment that I older fans would have had,
and Sarah Jane as well.
Yeah,
for that.
But for me, it was just, I think the music did it for me, and like just the way they just kind of, were really clever about it, because they made Sarah Jane seem like such like an ongoing character. For newer people like me who haven't seen it, they gave her enough like a story behind her that made me have an emotional attachment to her, so that's probably why it's up there for me. And I just love the idea of it in a school. I just think that's just such a clever idea, and like the way he like changes in like the classroom, the head teacher, isn't it? And it's just so, I think it's just a quirky idea, to be honest. Something that, you know, a place and it's not necessarily a moment in time like the Victorian era or area
No.
or something like that. It's like something that's just like, it's a place that's kind of like, it's explored in a way that Doctor Who hasn't explored before.
Okay.
So that's why I liked it.
Next up at number 7, you've gone for
Planet of the Dead.
Well done. Remember the
It
title.
is one of my favourites, I think.
Which is quite a surprising choice. I don't think that many people would put it into that list. So how come you chose to put it in that list?
I think it's just quite clever, like the whole like they're all on a bus and each character's got their own little story and their own little like tale to tell, and you kind of see each of those characters as like different people, and then you've got Lady, what's her name again?
Lady Christina de Souza.
Yeah,
With
her.
Michelle Ryan.
And like the Doctor kind of clings to her as like a companion because he's lost his companion.
Yes.
Which is quite sad. And so like you see him like suddenly relying on someone else to have to give him this support. And for me that was like a moment where I kind of understood the Doctor even more, because you see him actually really needing a companion, and actually he's almost dependent on his companion, even though we seem to think as an audience that he's just like the hero and can do it on his own. It's actually not just a hero, it's a very honest hero, because no one in the world can do anything on their own, and we see that in the Doctor.
Okay,
We see that he's got his support, and also I like the idea of a bus. I just think that was so quirky in the middle of the desert. It was so fun. Like, how did they get that bus in the desert in the first place to film it? Like, that's so random.
They shipped it over, and as I said in the episode, that's why the top of it smashed up, because it got broken in transit.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had to rewrite that slightly, but it was fine.
I thought it was cool.
Well, there you go. That was number 7.
Yeah, really good.
Well, number 6. Next up for Megan, it is
Partners in Crime.
Well, hey, series 4 opening episode featuring, among other things,
Donna and the Fat Babies.
The Fat Babies, the Adipose.
Adipose. I loved the Adipose. I want to squish them, to be fair. I
think there probably is a soft toy version of that as well. So
I
if you've got a link to a soft toy Adipose as well as a soft toy Ood, let us know down in the comments below. And I'll get them for Megan, and then
we can have them in our videos.
There you go. So there you go. Or you can, buy them for us and send us to our
in our uni rooms when we go to university. We can have our little Ood and Adipose plush toys on the shelf.
Sounds good to me. Yes, this episode.
The highlight of this episode is the scene where Donna's like looking through the window and like waving at him on the other side of the room.
Doctor, yes,
I just loved that bit.
That's just a very iconic scene.
That's just so funny for me. I just love the memories of watching that scene. It was just such an iconic episode, really. Yes, I just think it's just...
And obviously teeing it up at the end with Rose returning as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the shock on my face.
The thumbnail-worthy shock on her face.
It was so amazing. Like the way they just suddenly just like throw in there like it's nothing, like just like chuck Rose back in the episode for like why not, you know? But actually like it was like, because you're not expecting it, because there's so much that's happened in the episode, and then suddenly just like Rose is here, like why not?
Oh yeah.
It was just pretty good, and I think the Adipose just like plobbing along as well.
It's just an iconic moment for you, really, isn't it? Plobbing along, there's a word there. Plobbing, maybe.
Seeing like the fat queen mama person with like, she wants the babies to be hers, and like she's like rising up into the spaceship and like with the Adipose like going behind her.
And then she gets dropped.
And then she gets dropped and killed. What a plot twist. Yeah.
It's quite
savage. I think it's pretty funny, to be fair, when she dies.
Well, you can see Megan's a very nice, compassionate lady.
Yeah. Well, I just enjoy the Adipose. That's in summary the Adipose, and remembering that actually when we started watching Donna in the Runaway Bride, I was like, why is she here?
And then by Journey's End,
I mean, by this episode,
you were starting to love her.
I was starting to love her and realise that actually she's quite fun. Yeah. Like, and I think
Don't judge your companion on one episode.
Exactly. Although I think the reason why they did that was to make her, was for comedic reasons.
Oh yeah, the reason she was in the special wasn't for her to be a companion. She's never going to be. So that's why that was bad. And then it was much better in series 4.
Exactly, and I think they just did a really good job of bringing her back, but like making her so much more lovable. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm sure I wasn't the only person who kind of hated Donna when in the.
Yes, people were a bit sceptical from what I remember.
Yeah.
Why are you putting us on Rana Comedian as a companion?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that was understandable.
So yeah.
So next up at number 5, maybe quite a surprising choice. It is
The Unicorn and the Wasp.
The Agatha Christie style episode.
Such
in
a
the
memorable
Victorian times.
episode.
Not Victorian, 1920s, I think it's 1910, something like that.
Such a memorable episode with all like the flapper skirts and like the long cigars and like the cocktails and stuff.
Yes.
Just such like they did like the 1920s to a T. Like it was like pretty good. And like the fact they got in someone like kind of famous but like not like a major figure in history.
Yes.
Like she's famous but she's not like Cleopatra or like Julius Caesar or something like that. It's like a historical figure that's like everyone knows.
Yeah.
She's just a famous person who made a change, and like the fact they incorporated that into a story and like showed what she could have been like in those times was pretty good. And like the whole mimicking of like her books and like the way her stories go and like oh no, someone's like done something, there's been a murder.
All the generic Agatha Christie style names as well.
Yeah, they're really good.
It's a good way of doing it,
and they just really like played off her genre. And I think that's why I really liked it, because I'm a bit of a literary
guru,
not guru, like what's the word, geek.
Okay.
Yeah. I love a good book, and enjoying
classic
like
books.
a classic book in TV in a show that's not supposedly done that before. It's just like a twist. It was like pretty cool. And like the whole giant wasp thing, that's just a bit weird, but you know,
that's
why
not
not?
Too. Got to have a giant wasp in it or an alien
why
of some
not?
sort.
Just like throw a giant wasp in the show.
Exactly.
And yeah, I just thought, oh, and the plot twist when you find out who it was.
Yeah, what were you expecting?
Yeah, it wasn't what you were expecting, but it wasn't like a huge like classic like Doctor Who like oh my gosh plot twist. It was someone like not even in the room.
It made sense.
It made sense, which is good because that's what Agatha Christie does.
Exactly,
and you're trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
but then it's not how you expect. So they didn't do it in like the classic Doctor Who way that it's like some random guy who's like over here and like not in the show, but like he's actually in the story, and it's like a youth trying to figure it out, and you're kind of close but you didn't quite get it, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I like that one.
So we're getting to the top 4 now. It is
Turn Left at number 4. Really good.
Yes.
Honestly, it's an iconic episode. I'm sure you can all agree that it's an iconic episode because you just see just such a classic Doctor Who kind of twist where you know, you've got a character and then suddenly something goes wrong in the past and things don't quite line up, but done with a companion. So like there's all that extra emotional attachment there.
Yes, seeing what it's like without the Doctor being there.
Yeah, and it made me despair because I was like, oh my gosh, the whole thing could just be wiped out completely.
Literally all the companions getting name checked as dead. Pretty much Martha and Sarah Jane.
Can you believe
everybody.
it? So they made it so believable because they didn't just include that moment in time, but they did like the whole entire.
Yes, exactly. All the recent episodes that we've done with Earth stuff, all the things that actually went bad.
And they like kind of recapped some of the key moments, didn't they? It was just like so clever.
Yeah, it's a really clever way of doing it. Yeah. And then bringing Rose into this all as well.
Yeah.
Getting Donna to have to
save her.
Yeah, save her, but kill herself as well.
Yeah. And like was there the family in this one? Just with her family in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and her family and like seeing what her life could have been like, but it wasn't really like that because it wasn't good enough. No. But yeah, like it was really clever. Who wrote this one?
Russell T. The Davies. Oh man.
Well done, my friend.
And well done on writing Years and Years as well, even if Megan didn't like the finale.
Yeah. Pants finale. We'll talk about that another time.
We probably won't, but I liked it.
Awful finale, I'm not gonna lie.
No, I like the finale, but you know, Megan just gets annoyed when there's an open ending, so yeah.
Answer my questions, please.
Anyway, let's move on to number 3. And so coming in at number 3, we've got Sound of Drums and Lost the Time Lords.
How exciting.
The series 3 finale, of course.
Yes, very good. My favourite part of this episode is the Doctor's aging, like that bit where there's like this bit sped up bit of him like aging over time. It's heartbreaking really, because
and seeing him turn out as this little like husky creature.
Yeah, that's what literally I felt my heart like break just like that, because you're like, no one can do anything because he's now old. Like what are you gonna do? All hope seems to be completely lost.
Yes.
And it makes the audience completely despair, and I just think that's a really clever tactic to use, because it's not just like tension, it's just like sadness, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like the Master had won, and it was just like
Yeah.
kind of like there seemed like there's to be no hope, which isn't something that you often get in Doctor Who, because you always have the possibility that the Doctor could like come to the last minute and just save them.
Yes.
But here he was dying.
He's done.
He was like literally.
Yes.
And he was in a cage. That was just like I also really like the part where the master like dies.
Yeah,
and he
killed.
gets shot
By his wife.
Like I was not expecting
EastEnders
that.
time.
She was like dum 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 dum. Yeah.
Cool.
It was just really cool. Anyway, when she shoots him, you're just like, what? There's so much shock there. But then what hit me even more was the doctor's reaction. Even though this villain had like been torturing him, he literally broke down, and that takes some acting. I just wanted to just mention like the amount of work that David Tennant must have put into that, because he's like been tortured by this guy, and yet he still like finds the compassion in it as the character to just break down because this guy's been torturing like him, and then he's still his only friend in the world, it seems like, which is quite a touching moment. And like it was like a proper scream, like he properly like lets it out, and it's like, right? Whoa, dude, chill out.
It's his only person of his race has died.
Exactly, well that's what he thinks.
Hence why it's called Last of the Time Lords.
Exactly.
And this episode worth noting is the one where Captain Jack gets revealed as Laser Bow.
Oh yeah, what a plot twist! Whoa, I literally was like,
you were shook, and there's about 5 minutes of just
in the reaction. After that whole bit with like the master and like getting shot and like that whole drama had happened and like came off, and then they were with Captain Jack, and I was like a wreck anyway because of that drama, and like seeing the doctor like dying and crying, all of that, and then suddenly this huge like bomb is dropped. The Captain Jack is the face of Bow, like just like
cool.
But actually like then made me break down even more because like that's so clever the way they like laid it out so that they've got like one big bit and then one big piece of drama and then another big bit of drama, and then like suddenly like a big explosion of drama right at the end, and it was just like, could Doctor Who get any more dramatic? I don't think Doctor Who gets more dramatic than this episode, to be honest.
No.
This is the peak of drama in Doctor Who.
Okay. Wow.
In my opinion.
Big comment right there. Well.
I just think like the constant twists and turns just like makes it for me.
Okay, well that's number 3.
Number 3.
2 more to go.
Before we do my top 2, literally when Elliot asked me to do this list, these were the top 2 that I just remembered the names of just like that. So these are
definitely in the top 2.
Like my most favourite.
Comfortable by a gap, okay.
Like these two, if these were on telly forever, I would happily watch it. This is what my opinion. Wow. Yeah. I'd probably give it bored.
And this woman didn't know what Doctor Who was a year ago.
Can you believe it?
I know, right? Well, let's get into it. Number 2, it is...
Waters of Mars.
Hey!
I just think this is such a dramatic and horrifying episode to watch. Literally the cliffhangers and like ends of scenes that just like keep you on edge throughout the whole episode. There isn't a moment that like makes you relax. There is constant things that just take your breath away.
Yeah.
And the whole idea that water is like gonna kill you and like it just the idea just and the acting and the soundtrack and the execution, just so amazing. I just think this episode, if you ever want to, if you're watching this and you've not seen Doctor Who, just watch this episode and you will just love it. This is my opinion.
Okay.
I think just the way the Doctor shows compassion to them,
sort of forced into that moment, but also out of his motive of I'm the last Time Lord, so I can do whatever I like.
Exactly.
Which is all quite dramatic, and then realising he'd gone too far as well. Yeah,
it's quite. You really see the moral dilemma in like what is the right thing to do in terms of saving people and you know, that sort of thing. And it's just quite deep, to be honest. There's quite a lot of deep.
It's quite a heavy episode as well.
Yeah, it causes you to kind of think a lot about it. It's not just a horrific kind of shocking episode, but actually it's quite a deep episode in terms of the character development of the Doctor as well, because you do see him kind of faced with like the struggle of like, do I completely save these people and ruin history, or do I just let them die?
And you choice.
And actually at the end you see maybe he should have let them die because of the captain of the ship. What was her name again?
Captain Adelaide Brooke.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name. Can you believe
done.
it?
Wow, Megan remembered the name of the character. What?
Yeah, even like that, and the way she talks to him is she's like, you've like ruined my granddaughter's life, and it's just like, mate, like if you, the whole like moral dilemma of if he saves people going forward, actually, it's not going to save the future.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like everything you do has a consequence, and that is true, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you think before you make a decision.
There you go.
Especially if it involves dying people.
Waters of Mars at number 2.
And my top favourite.
What can it be?
What do you think, ladies and gents?
I think.
Blink.
Of course it is. It's number 1 on everybody's list, so Megan will put it on her number 1 list as well. No, go for it.
I'm sorry. Blink is definitely my favourite episode of Doctor Who so far. Even though it's a Doctor-like episode, it's just so cleverly done. You don't even think about the fact that the Doctor's not in it. It still feels like an episode of Doctor Who. And the way the characters are just shown to be so intuitive and so clever, it just really amazes me. What's the main character called again? Lucy or something?
Sally Sparrow.
Sally Sparrow. Why Lucy? That's just so random. And like Sally Sparrow, she really rises to the challenge of saving the world, and it's just amazing. The Weeping Angels just are such clever villains. The way that they've thought about having a still villain but yet have so much tension leading up to it. I think that's what makes them so clever, is that they, even though they're not really moving and chasing them, they're still kind of creeping up slowly, and you can't see what's going on because they're not looking, you know? So it's quite clever the way they do it through the, the heroine's eyes almost. So yeah, I really liked the whole Weeping Angels things, and I think they come back, don't they? I'm pretty sure they do.
Maybe.
Yeah, they do, don't they? I'm pretty sure they come back with an episode of Matt Smith, but I'm so excited to see them come back because I think they're one of my favourite villains, like more than... He's back now.
They're one of your favourite villains?
They're one of my favourite villains, more so than Daleks or Cybermen or anything.
But not more than the Ood.
Not more than the Ood, but it's not villains.
No, they're just characters, aliens, nice aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are just up there because they're just so different. They're not like just like a robot or anything. They feel like real, and like they could be real in this world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so many statues. And the ending, such a satisfying ending for me.
Yeah.
I felt really satisfying.
Okay.
I felt very satisfied by the ending of this episode, just because of like, it kind of rounds everything off, and the Doctor's there, and he's like smiling at her as if he knew it was going to happen all along. Yeah. And so even though the Doctor wasn't in the episode, you kind of felt like he was there. He was in it, but like not really. You kind of felt like he was watching the whole time and like was orchestrating the whole thing, which is what's really makes it really good for me. Just the cleverness of like weaving in the Doctor into the telly, and like the conversation where they're not really talking, but it's just mind blowing. Really, it's what makes it so good. And I love it. I think it's amazing.
There you go, guys. That is the top 10 Megan's favourite David Tennant Doctor Who episodes. Don't really know where this is going right now. But yeah, so would you say overall you've enjoyed the David Tennant era/Doctor?
Amazing. I think.
How would you compare David Tennant to Chris Eccleston? I know it was ages ago which we've listened.
Obviously, I think David Tennant is way out of the league, you know, which is like up here. I think Christopher Eccleston had his own little moments, but like he didn't get a chance to really shine. He was a bit quirky, I think, Christopher Eccleston. He had a bit of like a...
bit more
obviously he has a soft spot in my heart because he was the first Doctor I ever saw, but like...
Yes, but it's also
David Tennant, I just kind of clicked with him, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's been nearly a year since we watched any of those as well.
Can you believe it? Wowza.
I know, right. Well, next off we'll be getting started on the Matt Smith era of Doctor Who. Are you looking forward to another new Doctor?
Absolutely.
You're very ready for another one.
I cannot wait. I'm very excited to see how Matt Smith really steps into David Tennant's shoes.
So make sure you're here next week, next Saturday.
Click that bell icon next to the subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss this episode that's coming up of Megan Reacts.
The 11th hour.
Because I'm awesome.
And it's going to be lit. But do let us know in the comments below what you think of Megan's list of 10 episodes, where you think she's wrong in every single way. Don't be too mean.
Please don't be mean because I am a soft person.
Exactly. So be nice. But comment on her opinions because that's what comment sections are for.
Absolutely, definitely.
And of course, remember that like button and that subscribe button and the bell notification, as Megan said. And we'll see you again next week for the 11th hour. Yeah, hopefully. For the 11th hour reaction, guys. See you then.
See ya. Bye.